Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, sometimes you just do readings and once you watch them back you think I can't leave the story just like that. So I've done a pick a pile reading today and the energy very much, or the energy I've picked up just by the chat as well during that premiere, is that there's been like a swap in the energy, like we're experiencing the opposite of what we would normally experience, feel. So there's very much this strong masculine energy kind of taking over the feminine, the divine feminines, and I feel the energy of comfort in her and leading the way, but this is energy inside. So it's kind of like the divine feminine in her grace and glory has been going with the flow through life, and then all of a sudden there are challenges, tests that come up, and who's standing there is just a divine feminine. And it's like, well, I'm not qualified to do that. So challenges come in like that a masculine would normally handle, or definitely not for the divine feminine to handle because her energy is too loving and caring and nurturing and kind. So this harsh energy kind of, well, what it's done is triggered the masculine to awaken within her and take over. So it's like you're not qualified, and it's like, yes, you are. Um, it's like there's no better time to actually put this to the test. Anyway, belly's rumbling. And I was picking up on the comments that others are having sleepless nights. Sleepless nights. Sleepless nights. And like I myself have been for a few days now, and I've been clocking it, that I'm very restless during the night. And to pick up the synchronization with you guys saying that you too are also either restless or that you're sleeping really well, but you know that maybe like your masculine is restless. So if you normally sleep like a baby, you're restless at the moment, and if normally you kind of toss and turn all night, you're feeling the opposite energy and being able to rest and sleep. So very interesting energy. I feel like I need to take a breath. Interesting. I've just taken my hair down. It's like let's let your hair down, and but what I realised is what I was doing was actually putting the band around my wrist, which is a technique you can use when you fall into a negative mindset. You can just snap yourself out of it. Okay. So I felt like I want to look into the oracle. I would like to see. Let's start first with the divine feminine's energy. That coffee's a bit too hot to drink at the moment. I hope what I've just said then made some kind of sense. That's what. Oh. I'm here to try and make some more sense out of it. Also, because a lot of the masculine energy was coming through in the picker piles, and I picked up about not going grey but going black. Very interesting. The yin yang. Anyway, I'm going to delve into this a little bit deeper, and if you guys are intrigued as well, then okay. Then it was like, then stick with me and we'll see if we can make some sense out of this. Okay, I feel like I've got to ask something specific because I'm pulling on the divine feminine's energy, but it resides within each and every one of us. It's what makes up half of us. Okay, so let's talk about the divine feminine, who is a feminine, is known for her comforting, loving, nurturing, generous, charitable, beautiful energy. Okay, let's talk about this person who's normally very calm and collected. Let's have a look at your divine feminine energy within you. You have, oh my goodness, how can I pronounce that? Anandamayi Ma. Anandamayi Ma, the joy permeated mother I am my own guru. Beep outside there to confirm that. You are, and another one, you are your own guru. I know the self that never changes. Okay, interesting. I know the self that never changes. I feel as if you're picking up on this energy and knowing it to be of the masculine. I know the self that never changes. I feel like you recognise the energy. You're recognising your divine masculine essence. Let's have a read of this. Do you want to read her story? Okay, let's do it. I need to find out what page you're on though first. My eyes are really tired. Okay, 68. Oh, my belly. It's a rumbling. Anandamayi Ma. Anandamayi Ma represents the essence of the expansive joy that comes when we remember our true self. Namala Sundari, which means beautiful one, in Bengali, was born in the late 19th century in what is now Bangladesh. Her family questioned her mental stability because from an early age she was always found in bathos or ecstatic states of bliss. At 13, she was married to a man she would later name Bholanath, and he supported her life as a mystic and saint. Interesting. She was married to a man she would later name Bholanath, and he supported her life as a mystic and saint. At 26, Namala enacted her own spiritual initiation. The ceremony and rites were spontaneously revealed to her from within. She explained, as the master, I revealed the mantra. Okay. So the ceremony and rites were spontaneously revealed to her from within. She explained, as the master, I revealed the mantra. As the disciple, I accepted it and started to recite it. In the 1920s, she set up a Kali temple and devoted her life to spiritual practices. She began to be recognised as the living embodiment of the Divine Feminine and as the incarnation of Kali as Divine Love. Her first disciple named her Anandamayi Ma, Joy Permeated Mother, because her blissful states would inspire others to remember their innate path to joy. Her first ashram was built in 1929. Her profound spiritual teachings began to attract scholars, philosophers, artists, and other contemporary mystics like Paramsahansa Yogananda. She refused to be called a guru, insisting that we are all ultimately one self. She loved all living creatures exactly the same, including herself. Anandamayi Ma gave the red thread to women for this reason, which was a sacred rite of bestowing spiritual authority, previously, this is interesting, previously only given to men. Okay, that's an interesting story. When your soul selects her card, there's a passage in Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda that relates an encounter he had with Anandamayi Ma. He asks her why she is always so filled with joy and can enter states of bliss instantly. She explains to him that she's aware of her true self. She knows that before she came to Earth, She was the same as a little girl, and later when she grew into a woman, she was still the same. And now sitting in front of Yogananda, she remains the same. And even after death, she says, though the dance of creation changes around me, I shall be the same. This is self-realization, merging with that aspect within us that never changes. It's becoming conscious of the self that is eternal, while within this brief mortal existence. Interesting. This is self-realization. In the description box, I will put a link to an explanation of self-actualized people by Abraham Maslow. Very interesting for the Divine Feminines to take a watch and listen to that YouTube video. It really does help you to understand exactly who you are. This is self-realization merging with that aspect within us that never changes. It's becoming conscious of the self that is eternal while within this brief mortal existence. And Anandamaya Ma believed that the only true calling or purpose any of us have is to become realized. And so she believed that any action we take toward that goal is sacred. There's a deep calm, abiding joy that arrives when we can merge with the aspect of us that never changes. There is a bliss we get to experience every time we detach from the surface storms that cause chaos in our lives. If we can remember that we are the guru, that we are an aspect of the divine that remains the same, no matter how much change surrounds us, then we get to arrive at a joy that lives at the core of our being. Okay, the soul voice meditation here for the Divine Feminine. What does joy feel like in my body? Okay, it's really a good question to ask yourself, statement to ponder on as you are meditating. What does joy feel like in my body? And your intention. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. Wow. Okay. Should we have a look at the masculines? Let's go to the masculine's energy. Okay, and we'll have a look at the divine feminine part of you. So if you are a masculine, and I want to say if you are power driven, goal orientated, very masculine aspects, maybe closed off to your emotions, there's a divine feminine residing within you, and the energy is Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. You have a saint within you. Okay, let's have a look at this message. The lighting's changed. 166. Let's read about Saint Bridget. Hear that doggy barking outside? I wonder if you remember what I said yesterday about what meaning I put with doggies barking like that. Okay, we're looking into the masculine's energy. Who is she? It says who she is. I feel like this is the energy within you that you expect. You expect. That isn't what I wanted to say. That you suspect lies within you. Okay. So also I feel the masculine is expecting that his feminine will help him through this. So who she is. I could hear it's like, who are you? Like the masculine asking. Who is she? Who are you in there? Well, St. Bridget represents the elevated state of knowing that we have everything we could ever need. Bridget was born in Ireland in 453, the daughter of an enslaved Pict woman named Brocha. Bridget's name comes from the Celtic Briganti, meaning high or exalted. It is said that the moment the king witnessed Bridget's generosity, he knew that she was holy and set her free. So I spoke about the divine feminine here, and one of the words I did use was generous or charitable, and the masculine recognised that within you. He recognises that within him. Bridget shares the name of the Celtic goddess Brigid and took on many of the same attributes. St. Bridget's feast day is on Imbolc, the first day of February, which is also the day that the goddess Brigid is honoured. Around 480, St. Bridget founded a monastery at Kildare on the site of a shrine to the goddess Brigid. My ears are so ringing at the moment. Okay. There were priestesses who tended to the goddess's eternal flame and received spiritual instruction in honouring the goddess. St. Bridget is credited with organising a communal and consecrated form of religious life for women on that same sacred ground. Tradition, I'm struggling to get these words out. Tradition says that St. Bridget died on the Imbolc in 525. She had a female companion named Dar Lugdach, who became her successor as the abbess of Kildare. Dar Lugdach also died on Imbolc a year later, which St. Bridget had predicted. The abbey at Kildare that St. Bridget founded became a centre of religion and learning and developed into a cathedral city. It remains famous and revered today. Okay, very interesting that it was predicted here. So when your soul selects her card, Divine Masculine, you have selected the Divine Essence of St. Bridget. Okay. St. Bridget lived in alignment with the highest, most exalted aspect of her being. She was born a slave, and yet legend relates that she gave away anything she possibly could to help those in need. Her generosity was an indication of the tremendous inner wealth she received from her connection to spirit. Her message to us is to reconnect to that inner fire, that eternal flame that feeds us more than anything external to us ever could. Read poetry or whatever feels like sacred scriptures to your soul. Let your soul voice surface through some uncensored automatic writing, or let your soul guide your body through movements. Yeah, I felt the energy yesterday, I believe it was. Divine Masculines are dancing. I think it's really adorable, but poetry, music. Okay. Let your soul voice surface through some uncensored automatic writing, or let your soul guide your body through movement. If you don't normally dance, you might find yourself dancing. That came through yesterday. Okay. Your answers right now are in releasing any attachments to personal possessions, clearing space, uncluttering your home, giving away what you don't need or someone needs more than you do, so that you have the sacred space to remember just how much you have when your soul is loud and ever present within you. Okay, that's what's going on. Divine Masculine, your answers right now are in releasing any attachments to personal possessions, clearing space, uncluttering your home, giving away what you don't need or someone needs more than you do, so that you have the sacred space to remember just how much you have when your soul is loud and ever present within you. Okay, if you are meditating, you meditate on this. What can I clear out of my space that no longer resonates with me? What can I clear out of my space that no longer resonates with me? That's something to ponder upon. Your intention. This is your affirmation. What you need to tell yourself, put out there. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. Wow, Divine Masculine. Not well, like wow. Wow. Bow, wow, wow. It's definitely something with the doggy barking. What does that mean to you? Let's have a look. Divine Feminine. I think we got quite a lot from just those two cards. But I'm here and I want to carry on. So let's go back to the Divine Feminine now. We're having a look at your sacred destiny. I'm just going to read what the sacred landscape wants you to know. Okay, what I was feeling was this is what your Divine Masculine within you wants you to know. That's what I was feeling, and change has come up. It's a beautiful card. Your Divine Masculine wants you to know within you, this is your Divine Masculine that supports you, the Divine Feminine, when you're needing it. Change. Let's read this. Dancing clouds. Interesting. It looks like you're in the clouds here. Dancing clouds. Let's just hold up this card. Throughout time, people have looked to the heavens for signs, and then the ever-changing movements of the clouds that have seen shapes and forms that seem to be direct messages from the Creator. So I would kind of say to you, Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine is telling you to look for signs in the clouds. Clouds are shapeshifters. Their essence is the same, but they can change from mist to rain, to ice to snow, to water. The transient nature of clouds lends the understanding that life is transitionary and ever-changing. I've read the first part to you, and I was only going to read what the sacred landscape wants you to know. We can get on with that part now. It's okay to change your mind. It's all right to change direction. You don't need to be consistent. This is the time to put the needs and expectations of others aside and listen to the beat of your own drum. You don't need to follow tradition. Create your own traditions. You are free to express yourself and let your spirit fly. Be daring. Go beyond predictable behaviour. Just because something has always been done a certain way doesn't mean that it needs to continue to be done that way. You can't control the exact circumstances of your life, but you can control what meaning you give to them. Select meanings that empower you, for this is a time to be carefree, wild, and unpredictable. Wow. Divine Masculine. Let's see what your Divine Masculine within you is saying. Gateway. Looks like I have a stain there, but I think it's a reflection of the sun. gateway. Enchanted Valley. Divine Masculine. Your Divine Masculine wants you to know that there are places on the planet where the veil between the physical realms and the mystical dimensions is especially thin. These places are called portals, vortexes, or spirit gateways. In mythology, they are revered as places where things beyond ordinary reality can occur. Mystics, visionaries, and shamans can traverse this realm and the next through these places. In Celtic traditions, the wee folk, fairies and elves, easily move through these portals and have access to these magical places. The Enchanted Valley is the place where these portals often appear. Interesting. I said Celtic, where normally I'd say Celtic. Anyway, the secret landscape wants you to know magic is afoot. Wondrous events are unfolding, profound revelations and inner illuminations are close at hand. It is now much easier to manifest your dreams. This is an excellent time to take care of your visions for your future. A small amount of action now will generate much bigger results. Gateways to spirit are opening, and there are places where the veil is especially thin. Fairies and elves are supporting you. Wonders are blossoming in your life. Watch for them. Open your heart to hallowed, holy, magical energy. The more you become aware of the small marvels in your life, the more they will grow in magnitude. Wow. Where do we go from here? I feel like I just want to get you guys a combined message now from Rumi. Did I say I want to get you a combined energy or a combined reading? I've got distracted. I think the light shone again. I've just noticed a shadow behind me. That's my ironing board with my ironing on it. It's like, is it a spaceship? It's like, no, it's... I got really distracted. I could see that a light had come down and it felt like a portal had opened. And again, I picked up on the word Celtic, or Celtic. So, opposite. Okay, can we bring this back, please, and finish this reading? Well, if you stuck with me, then I hope it made sense. We've got the cloak of Christ. This makes sense to me completely. This is the energy where every night I feel I go into this container. This protective energy here. Okay, the cloak of Christ. I'm just going to read the first bit, okay? In the school of humanity, when you become intimate with God, you reside on the King's throne and teach the angels the nature of the divine. Rumi. My sacred brother, he who shares my heart and yours, beating as one in harmony with the great unending love, brings you the mantle of his protection. Do you imagine that there is any part of your life, of your body, of your soul, that is outside the realm of his divine love and protection? Offer all to him, leave nothing cast aside. He and I together receive you absolutely without condition now. The compassion born out of our own struggle tempers the karmic weight of divine justice. We have been through the same journey you are taking now, sweet divine soul, in oneness with the divine heart. We know of your efforts and your struggles, so what is bestowed upon you now is the restoration of forgiveness, of kindness, of mercy. My sacred brother speaks to you. He shall receive your darkness and your light, the angel of your heart and the demon of your fear. Nothing is greater than my brother's love for you. Nothing is greater than my holy passion for you. Take refuge under the cloak of Christ, the mantle of my sacred brother, and know that you are held in our loving sanctuary. Wow. We'll end it with a Mother Mary, okay? Our Lady of Love, card number 42. My eyes were drawn to this. It said 44 cards in the guidebook. And now I can see 442. And the 2 takes me to both of you are going through this, or you're going through what the other one experiences. So you kind of recognise it as it's a masculine kind of challenge that's tempered by the feminine's beauty and love and grace. 442 here, the numbers. Just when I saw the 44. Okay. Let's read this message. 42. Let's finish with this message. That's a good idea. Our Lady of Sweet Rest. I'm feeling drained, tired. I am love, calling you home to my heart. I am your mother, you are my child. There is nothing to fear and only love to be. Cast aside both doubts and the walls that have held you back from the world. Enter the sacred dwelling of the heart and open the gate wide. Allow me to enter and love to pour forth to nourish your world. Love calls you when it is time, even if you are not sure that you are ready for it. You are being called into love in a deeper, fuller, and more mysterious way than ever before. Whether it is learning to love again after heartbreak, risking yourself to be vulnerable, where you would normally remain self-protected, whether it is daring to give yourself permission to feel all your emotions, or learning to love and surrender into the beauty and sensuality of your own body and its needs for healing touch and playfulness. Love is there. Our Lady of Love asks you to build a home, a sanctuary from the ills of the world, where all can feel welcomed and loved. This may be in a literal sense, and you can ask the Divine Mother for help in creating your own home, or it may be symbolically by opening up your once insular community to those that may be somewhat different, but can bring more of the divine into the community. It might be through finding a safe place in your heart in which to dwell and allowing those who seek you out to be loved by you. Our Lady of Love also comes with a message that if you are struggling with an issue or situation involving others in your home or workplace, or in the world more generally, pray to her for assistance. She brings guidance that love will present a way through the struggle with great intelligence. The guidance is for you to remain who you are and to trust in that. Not all beings will fight from love. Many will fight from motivations of fear and hate. Do not become as they choose to be. Stay in the power of your heart. Do not give up on what you know to be right and true, but pray to her that she can assist you in fighting from a place of love. It will happen. It doesn't say that. It just came out. It will bring you far more power then attempting to use force or manipulation based in fear. Do not underestimate what love can accomplish when expressed with utter trust and faith. I can feel a lump building up in my throat here. Our Lady of Love comes with a message, especially for those of you that may be in a war of some kind or other with a community group, with a system, or with any person or group that feels more powerful than you, and you are struggling to assert your sense of truth and justice. Pray to her and allow her to empower the situation, to rectify it karmically. She will prevail, whether it is obvious to you at this time or not. She cannot be restrained, withheld, or denied. She will prevail always. Pray. That is your role. Act on what comes to you through the heart in prayer and allow her to express her power of love through you in events personal and professional, big and small, individual and community oriented. There is no limit to the love that can flow through you. You will never be depleted by it, only expanded. If you have a question about a relationship situation or friendship, or any situation where you are confused about the true motives and intentions of another person or group towards you, Our Lady of Love comes to you with a special message also. She is taking care of the situation and will guide you through gentle, though persistent, messages. Have patience and listen to your heart, trusting that she will instruct you as needed when the timing is right. That's such a powerful message there for the Divine Feminines. Okay, healing process and affirmation. Start with this prayer. Our Lady of Love, inspire me, instruct me, empower me to be your sacred warrior in the world, fearless and compassionate, a force of your light to help illuminate the darkness and bring an end to terror and hate. When I fall into these traps myself, let me remember the truth, that I am your child of love. Visualise a beautiful light fanning out before you now, as though sunbeams are rising up from the earth in a rainbow array of colour. You may like to perceive yourself moving through these lights, experiencing the different qualities of each colour, or simply to observe them, noticing that each has its own unique beauty and characteristics. When you are ready, say the following healing affirmation. Mother Mary, who loves me unconditionally, empower me as a warrior of love on your path, on your divine path of liberation. We're just going to repeat this, guys. So when you are ready, I am ready. Say the following healing affirmation. Mother Mary, who loves me unconditionally, empower me as a warrior of your love on your divine path of liberation. Help me open my heart to love, that its great healing power may transform me and make me your vessel for love in the world, for the highest good now. So it is. And so it is. It's a beautiful reading. Okay, I will catch up with you guys soon. So until then, take care. Much love. Bye for now.